Over 2,000 people work in the Google office in Manhattan, but even they don't always have time to track all the changes on the map of this wonderful city. For example, a new building just appeared with interesting form and shape, and it's called Oculus. And with it, a new way connecting New York and New Jersey appeared as well. The movement begins with subway station Fulton Center. It was opened on the 4th of November, year 2014. It is a multi-store building. There are a lot of stores there and restaurants and fast food joints. One with a very interesting name. They sell popcorn there and they call themselves Pop Karma. This guy is very famous in New York. He's a great violin player, Jim Grassick. He really plays most of his time in Carnegie Hall. But as you can see, he can also play at the subway station. This was a concert in the memory of Mozart. Oculus actually means an open window in a church. It comes from the old times. If you translate this word from Latin, it means an eye. It can be in a building or someplace else, and it can be of various shapes, round or square or rectangular. Now we're going to see an oval one. The tunnel connects subway station Fulton Street and New Jersey trains. Here you can see an entrance, and here trains from New Jersey arrive. The architect was a Spain guy named Santiago Calatrava. He was born in 1951. He studied in Switzerland, and he has done a bunch of different projects like bridges and railway stations and theaters and museums and hospitals and Olympic projects. He has about 50 projects completed, 9 in progress, and 10 was never being built for various reasons. He's pretty famous and well decorated. He has over 100 different awards and medals and over 20 different honor degrees from various universities. The building is 46 meters high and 106 meters wide. Long. When Calatrava was studying in Switzerland, he helped once a veterinary student. And then that guy, in exchange, and to thank him, I guess, presented him with the skeleton of a dog. So Calatrava admired the skeleton. He put it in his office, where it still stands, and the family calls this dog Fifi. Probably looking at that skeleton, he got some of his architectural ideas. Calatrava is being criticized a lot for taking too long to finish the job, for spending too much money, for being very impractical. There were many lawsuits against him, but most of them didn't result in anything because the mistakes were mostly subcontractors' mistakes, not the architectural problems. Oculus, the building, is being criticized as well. There were twice as much money being spent. Instead of 2 million, over 4 million was spent for building it. It was being built for over 12 years. The marble, this beautiful white marble that you can see, was imported from Italy. Yet it's very impractical as well. It gets very slippery if the weather is too damp and if the humidity is too high. Even with a little bit of humidity, it gets slippery. An interesting note is that no higher-ups from the city were present during the opening ceremony. That's how they probably showed their attitude and disagreement with how the building was being built and how much money was spent and how long it all took. And now I'm going outside, where construction still continues, even though the building is opened. All of this is territory of World Trade Center. This is how this building looks like from outside. Based on architectural idea and design, it's supposed to look like a bird taking off from the hands of an infant. Now I'm going into the memorial. This is a museum for the tragedy of September 11th to honor the memory of people who died there. And this building was built instead of the Twin Towers. There are two swimming pools. There are two water pools, I guess you can call them, not swimming, water pools that you can see here, each of the Twin Towers. And on the sides there are names of those people who died. The tunnel will lead you to the World Financial Center, which was renamed in the year 2014, and now it's called Brookfield Place. A huge company, Brookfield, bought entire complex of buildings and named it after itself. Just 2 years ago, everything was cleaned up and rebuilt, because during the catastrophe there were a lot of things ruined and ashes everywhere. Winter Garden, though, atrium was reconstructed fairly quickly in a year or maybe a year and a half, and it's interesting that its initial building cost $60 million while its reconstruction cost $50 million. The palm trees that you can see are alive, they're real. The temperature here is warm in the winter and not too hot in the summer. There are a lot of shops and restaurants and fast food places, and this place attracts a lot of people looking to shop or find a bite to eat. It also hosts a lot of events, art exhibitions, concerts, etc. All argument and criticism will be forgotten in time, but a beautiful building worthy of the great city will adorn the capital of the world.